Bonjour classe, aujourd'hui on va parler de chapitre 3, en spécifique chapitre 3.1, tout pour la rentrée. D'accord, c'est quoi la rentrée? La rentrée is France's back to school season. However, as we'll talk about, it extends much more beyond school. It is a big deal in France. So, chapter 3.1, what are we going to learn today? What are we going to learn today? We're going to learn some school supplies, asking for school supplies, and responding. Before we get too much into our vocabulary, the first page of the note packet you need to fill out, as well as the second. If you take a look at the second page with me, it starts off with a little chart that we're going to fill out later together. Just looking at the bottom where it has that big line across it. It says extra credit vocabulaire. Everybody or everyone needs to fill these out. If you need a boost in your grade, memorize these. Some will appear on your quiz for extra credit. So, does everybody need to fill out these? Yes, you do. Everybody does. Will they show up in our activities, our homework, stuff like that? Yes, they will. Do you need to memorize them and how to spell them for our quiz or our test? Only if you want the extra credit. All right, so making and responding to requests. We have our verb avoir, which we've already learned, conjugated, and it means do you have. Répétez-moi, tu as, vous avez, and then your object. So do you have a pen? Do you have a pencil? Tu as, vous avez. To respond, répétez-moi, oui, voilà. Je regrette. Je n'ai pas de. To express need. Répétez-moi, qu'est-ce qu'il te faut pour, and then your class. Répétez-moi, qu'est-ce qu'il te faut pour, all together now. Répétez-moi, qu'est-ce qu'il te faut pour, and that is for your informal one person that you're talking to. If it's formal or more than one person, répétez-moi, qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut pour? Qu'est-ce qu'il vous faut pour? And then your class. So what do you need for algebra? And again, this class can be subbed out for any one of our classes. To respond, répétez-moi, il me faut. All right, let's get on to our vocabulary. First, we have a backpack and a bag. Un sac à dos is a backpack. Un sac à dos is your backpack. Un sac is your purse or your handbag. Think of a dorsal fin on an animal. A dorsal fin is on your back. It comes from the same word as dos, backpack, or your back, the bag for your back, basically. Dorsal fin. Répétez-moi, un sac à dos. Un crayon, which is a pencil, not a crayon, by the way. Un crayon. Un cahier. Un classeur. Un stylo. Un feutre. Un livre. Un taille-crayon. Un pupitre, which is a student's desk. A teacher's desk is un bureau. And then un tableau noir, a blackboard. Un tableau is just a board. Un tableau noir, a blackboard. or a chalkboard. Répétez-moi, these are our feminine nouns. Une calculatrice, une règle, une gomme, une trousse, une feuille de papier. All right, some more vocabulary. A lot of these, if not all of them, I believe are extra credit. Répétez-moi, une porte, un examen, une fenêtre, une craie, une affiche, or un poster, une chaise. Think of a Chase Lounge, if you've ever heard of that. Comes from the same word. Une chaise, une carte, une brosse. All right, so let's go into our noun markers. Again, this is the top of the second page of notes. We've already learned le, la, les, l'apostrophe. They mean the in French. Sorry, they mean the in English. So if the noun is masculine singular that we're talking about, we use le. If the noun is feminine singular, we use la. If the noun is masculine singular or feminine singular, and the noun starts with a vowel, we use l'apostrophe. And if the noun is masculine or feminine and plural, we use les. So now we're going to learn another noun marker, un, une, and des. Un, une, des, which in the singular, it can mean a or an. And in the plural, it can mean some. Do not think that a is un, an is une, and some is des. Wrong track. It's just in English, we have a separate rule for whether we use a or an. We use a when the word in English starts with a consonant. A book. We use an when the word in English starts with a vowel. An apple. So do not think that a is un, an is une, and des is some. Wrong track. A and an is your singular. Can mean both in English. So in French, masculine singular, if the noun is masculine and singular, we use un. Let's go back a couple slides. So all of these nouns, masculine and singular, we're using un sac à dos, a backpack, un crayon, a pencil, un cahier, a folder, so on and so forth. For feminine singular, we use une. Une. Again, pay attention to that pronunciation. Une. So again, let's go back a couple slides to our feminine nouns. Une calculatrice, a calculator. Une règle, a ruler. So on and so forth. And then if the noun is masculine or feminine and plural, we use des. Des, meaning some. Again, nothing to fill in this box right here. Doesn't exist. I will come back to this little grammar rule here in a second. Let's go on to the next slide. So again, we use le, la, les, l'apostrophe when referring to a specific object. I need the book. Il me faut le livre. Are we talking about any book? No, we're talking about a very specific book here. I need the book. We use un, une, and des when referring to an object in general. For example, do you have a sheet of paper? Tu as une feuille de papier? I'm not talking about a very specific sheet of paper. I'm talking about any sheet of paper. Do you have one that I could borrow? All right, let's go back to this little grammar rule here. After a ne pas sandwich, take a moment to think to yourself, what does a ne pas sandwich do? We had j'aime and je n'aime pas. What's that ne pas sandwich do? If you said that it changes the sentence from an affirmative sentence to a negative sentence, kudos to you. J'aime, I like. Je n'aime pas, I don't like. We have that affirmative sentence, that ne pas sandwich around that verb changes the meaning to a negative sentence. So when we have that ne pas sandwich in a verb or in a sentence and we're expressing need, or when we're expressing need, or when the noun follows, really, when a noun follows after a ne pas sandwich, we use de or de apostrophe. For example, I don't have a pen. Je n'ai pas de stylo. There's no noun marker used here. No noun markers. After the ne pas sandwich, we use de and de apostrophe. Another example, I don't have a poster. Je n'ai pas d'affiche. D'affiche. Again, we use de apostrophe when our noun starts with a vowel. D'affiche. D'affiche. And that is why, if you go back a couple slides to our very first slides, when for this one, je n'ai pas de, it's right there in our vocabulary, right there for you. Je n'ai pas de. I don't have a. So again, after ne pas sandwich, no noun marker, use de and de apostrophe. And that is all that I have for you today. I hope this video lesson helped you. Au revoir, à bientôt.